Well, good morning Spurs fans, Paul the Hotspur hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. And even though the day is apparently dawning, it's a bit cloudy and crappy today, on a bit of dreary day in Sydney, Tottenham prevailed, Tottenham Hotspur 3, Qarabag 0. Pretty comfortable game actually, pretty comfortable. Qarabag did have their chances, but we were just too strong, man. But it wasn't looking that way after about, 5 or 6 minutes. Radu Dragushin caught out a bit. He tried to let the ball go across his body and then did something. I just don't like players. I don't like players seeing this. You know, for me, it's not an argument of taking one for the team. Like, the guy got past him. You don't climb all over it. I think it was a fair enough red card as the rain starts to come down, but it's all right because we won. Oh my God, it's going to start to piss down in a minute. Let's just get under some shelter here. What's this going to be like? Crap. What a great report, eh? Radu Dragushin got caught out and then made the mistake of climbing all over the player. It was a clear red card. It was a definite goal scoring opportunity. Off he goes, and unfortunately that was also it for Lucas Bergvall, the sacrificial lamb. We needed 4 defenders, so Bergvall came off after looking quite bright for a few minutes in his cameo, and Udogie came on. Now, some of you out there might have been thinking, oh no, we're down to 10 men. Let's park the bus a bit, see if we can squeak out a 0-0 or maybe even jag one on the counter-attack. But I think you're forgetting to take into account that we're Tottenham Hotspur and we're being managed by Ange Postecoglou, and it was never in doubt really what we were going to do. And we kept on going, man. We kept on going, and it was only a couple of minutes later that Papamatasaurus Rex, great little finish there. Shot, maybe it was Solanke. By the way, Solanke, man, I think we've got a bit of a player there, you know. He, I was thinking he was going to be a good buy just because, we need a centre forward, we need a goal hanger, a tap-in merchant. But he was doing some great stuff today, really pressing hard off the ball, He wasn't like a typical lazy goal hanger. And then, of course, he scored the 3rd goal, which again was a shot, and he just manoeuvred himself into the right place to get the rebound. Very, very good performance by Dominic Solanke. The 2nd goal was Brennan Johnson. 3 goals in 3 games for Brennan Johnson. Came running in. He seems to like that area for having a bit of a poke at goal now, which is great to see. But okay, so we were going 1-0 up, 2-0 up. Do we park the bus yet, Ange? Do we stop playing? No, we keep on going. And in the second half, actually, it started. There was a little period there where it turned into a bit of a basketball game, because obviously Qarabag made some changes, and they were trying to come at us, as they would do, trying to rely, I think, on the fact on Tottenham Hotspur getting a bit knackered and buggered, which we did a little. But nothing. Less than I thought we would have. Actually, I thought the way the game might plan out is we'd go full bore, get a couple of goals, and then not sit back, but just be a bit buggered by the end of it. But that didn't happen. And then Qarabag got a penalty. I think that was a soft penalty decision. I think the red card for Dragushin was entirely justified. But it looked to me like the Qarabag player kicked Basuma. And then Basuma went over or something. But anyway, it was a penalty. VAR had a good long look at it while they were stuffing their faces full of, Scotch eggs and port, and decided it was a penalty. But luckily for us, the Qarabag striker just poofed it over into the crowd. Nothing to see here. The score remained to Tottenham Hotspur's advantage. Vicario, man, another great game from Vicario. He's a good keeper, man. He pulled off some good saves. It was good to see at one point, actually, another of our great keepers, Pat Jennings, was in the crowd, along with a whole host of Spurs players. I'll have have a look at that again and pause it. But there was, who was in there? There was Graham Roberts, Ozzy Ardele's my favourite player ever in a Spurs shirt. Martin Chivers was up there, another great player. So it was good to see them. It was good that they had a bit of a treat. All of those players, of course, European experts, European honour winners, so they have every right to be there and cast whatever judgment they see fit on our team. People who don't seem to, I don't think, have that right. Some of our fans, I wonder if any of them were saying we should have gone on the back foot. Well, you know what? There's a couple of alternate histories that could have played out in this game. Maybe if Radu hadn't have committed the foul, Qarabag might have gone 1-0 up, but I think with 11 men on the pitch, it could have been 4 or 5-1 at that stage. So I still think that was a bad error to make. And the bummer is, of course, he's going to be suspended out for our next game. So it limits our rotation in defence in that centre-back. Romero will be back from suspension. Ben Davies, I thought, had a decent game as well. I always worry that he's got a mistake in him, a bit of a clanger, but he actually showed a little bit of pace today, actually, which I was quite surprised at. But for me, he's not a player you want to rely on too much, because he does have a bit of a clanger in him and can get found out a little bit in games. But as far as this morning's game went, he did just fine. Now, when we made the changes after that, Sarr and Basuma had an awful lot of work to do in midfield, and I think they did it really well, actually. Really well. They were up the opposition. There was a couple of loose balls here and there by them and by Spurs in general. Archie Gray had a couple of moments, but for Archie Gray, I think there was a lot of good there. There was some iffy, but I think the iffy will get worked out of his game. I think generally, he did well enough to hang on to the pitch for the full game. Also in the second half, I thought it was a pretty smart move by Ange taking off goal scorer Johnson and switching him up for Kulu. For me, I think the reason for that would have been that Kulu just holds it up that half a yard extra, so it gives our players a little bit more time, maybe to get a bit of energy back or not expend as much energy, just to not part the bus, but Johnson is pretty much gets the ball, runs, tries to skin a man, gets into the box, whereas Kulu is more stop start, gives us a little bit of time to recuperate. So I thought that was a great move. But hey, there were 3 good goals tonight, weren't they? 3 good goals. Pat Matsar, great finish. Brennan Johnson, great finish, and Solanke, perfect, man, perfect. I think it's what a great start to our European campaign. See, this is what happens. Don't park the bus, man. If we'd have parked the bus, I guarantee we would have lost that bloody game 1-0. Hanging on for dear life with 10 men, because Qarabag did have a go. They did have a go. They obviously didn't have the quality, but they did have chances, man. I think they may have even had more chances than Tottenham, especially in the second half, but they just couldn't execute them. It was like us against Leicester City or Newcastle. I think we're a bit better than that, though. But it looks good, man. It's a great start. I'm glad it's gone well. And there's 3 games on the row. We've won, boys and girls? 3 games on a row. How about that? I think one more if we beat Manchester United, and I think that qualifies to be called a streak. So 3 out of 3 ain't bad, man. Three wins in 3 different competitions. Big variance in team styles. But our style, the Tottenham Hotspur style, has prevailed yet again, man, yet again. Very satisfactory, solid, not really in doubt performance. Well done, Tottenham. Peace and love, man, and come on, you Spurs.